Welcome, Sarah. I'm so grateful to have you here with me. How are you today?
I'm really good. Thank you, Catherine. I'm excited for this conversation.
Wonderful. I'm so excited also. This is all about our new Soul Diamond Legacy series and our first book, The Crown. So, for an opening, I would like to hear a little bit about your story and what inspired you to be a part of the Soul Diamond Legacy.
So, my story is about my journey through secondary infertility, which actually became this crazy journey to self-love. It led me through a lot of loss, grief, and trauma, and I almost lost my life in the process. But it's a journey that I'm exceptionally grateful for, and a journey that led me to leave my home country of the UK and emigrate over to Australia and begin a new life. And the reason that I wanted to be part of this beautiful collaboration, this beautiful book, is because I believe that we all have a story to share. We all have struggles. To be human is to be messy. And if we can share who we really are with authenticity and love, I believe that the world becomes a much more peaceful, more loving place. So I'm all for that.
Thank you so much for being part of this journey. Your story deeply touched my heart. I resonate with it deeply. And honestly, I was reading it and crying and feeling your energy. And I can't wait for our readers to say what they have to about it. But when we talk about intuitive leadership and the crown, what does that actually personally mean to you?
I think it just means living our truth and living from what I call the whispers of our heart and our intuition. So we have this internal guidance system that's continually guiding us through life, but we get so distracted with all the noise and the chaos. And when we are able to tune into that and we are able to tune into our heart, we can live a much more authentic, fulfilling, peaceful life. And our energy shifts and life goes into flow. It's a beautiful place to live and a beautiful place to inspire others to live from as well.
We gathered together to try to share our stories and touch as many hearts as we can. And each of us shared our own transformative moments. What was the most transformative moment for you, which made you who you truly are today?
I think the most transformative moment was when I was lying in hospital. So I'd just come out of ICU and I was met with one of the consultants. She wasn't actually working in my ward on that night, but she came after her shift and she sat on my bed and she said to me, "You've been very lucky." And it was in that moment that I realized that I'd been gifted a second chance at life. And there is no greater gift than that, the ability to raise my son, who was 3 at the time. I'd watched him walk out of the hospital doors the week earlier, and I didn't know whether I was ever going to see him again. And so to know that my body was starting to heal and to turn a corner, and that I might actually get to live the life that I wanted to, that I had been too scared to live before, was the greatest transformation and the biggest blessing that I could ever have been gifted.
Thank you so much for being so vulnerable and sharing the depths of your heart. This is truly, truly amazing. And not everyone is able to do that. But we know that we're all diamonds and diamonds are forged under the pressure. So, how does that resonate with you?
I think for me, when I faced my own mortality, that was the most pressure I'd ever felt in my life because there was nothing the doctors could do to save me. It became this mindset battle. And if it hadn't been for meditation and mindfulness, I know I would not be here. So that was the greatest pressure that I had ever faced in my life because the consequences of not coming through that was so dire, not just for me, but for my son, for my family. And I knew that it came down to me and to God, universe, spirit, whatever you believe in. And I knew that I had to really step into my heart and to trust and to awaken myself. And so I did a deal with the universe and I was like, thank you for giving me the second chance at life. I will spend the rest of my life being of service. And I didn't know what that looked like at the time, but I committed to that and I'm happy to say that I have spent those years since doing that. So amazing things can happen when we are put under the most incredible pressure. We can't always see it at the time, but we have to just keep trusting that there is some light at the end of the tunnel. There is something amazing on the other side of those pressure points.
It's truly an honor to have you in my life. And I believe everyone who knows you feels the same. So, what would be the words of wisdom you would like to share with our audience for the end so we can actually spread that word with everyone?
Thank you. And I feel the same about you. I feel very blessed to have you in my life as well, Catherine. Life is incredibly short, and we know this. And as human beings, we know that we're all going to die at some point, but we live as if we are going to live, forever. And so I really just want to encourage people to stop and just place one hand on their heart and one hand on their stomach and just breathe and just listen to what that inner voice, that intuition, that inner guidance, the whisperings of your heart are trying to tell you, because you have every answer to every problem that you will ever face inside. And when we can get still and when we can connect with the truth of who we really are, we can set ourselves free and also create a much more loving, beautiful world. And I think, particularly at the moment, we all need to feel that and to see that. So that would be my final sort of words of wisdom. And just trust yourself. You've got this.
My dear Sarah, thank you so much for giving me your hand and for joining this project. It's truly, truly a pleasure and an honor to have you here. And thank you for sharing your life and your light with everyone. I'm so honored and grateful.
Thank you. And I have loved every moment of working with the team behind the scenes. And I can't wait to see this book out in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.